And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of the Crypto Bull. I'm your host, Dimitri, and today we are going to do a live technical and fundamental analysis of XDC network. I see there's already some hype going on in the chat. Seeing this one, we shall see about that one. As you guys know, most viewers of my live streams know that I do not do any pre-work when doing these analysis videos, meaning the only work I'm investing in it is seeing, is it being listed on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko? Do they have a social media presence? And if so, is it a Twitter that I can tag them and make them note, well, you guys, I'm going to do a live fundamental analysis. Feedback from the community is appreciated. Generally, it remains quite silent, I'm going to say. There are a few exceptions. But yeah, we shall see if it's truly an Ethereum killer. So thanks again, Bobby Jonas, for the comment. Without further ado, let us begin. I'm going to start sharing my screen here. There we go. And I'm at CoinGecko, as you guys can tell, but I'm first going to do this one. If you guys know, I first take a look at the current state of the market. This in order to mirror it towards the movements of the project I'm going to analyze. For that part, we can see here general market trend. Well, slightly turning back into the greens. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here. We're going to mirror it towards the technical movements of Bitcoin itself. So 24-hour trading, we need to more or less remember this trend in the graph. Little uptick, but it seems to be last 24 hours, 12 hours approximately, going sideways with a little dip here. 7 days, relatively stable, quite some volatility here. Same here, so little heads up, crash down, up, down, and some relative stability. Something akin to this, the monthly. I'll be referring back when I'm doing the technical analysis. Something like this, layered. Something, yeah, okay, 180 days, 1 year. This gives me a faint idea. Going to refresh the page. Same here for CoinMarketCap. So we have live analysis. Currently, 2 cents worth has seen an uptick of 1.3% in the last 24 hours, losing purchasing power against Bitcoin and Ethereum. Is on the higher side on 24-hour trading range. The market cap of 345 million, 24-hour trading volume about 4,128,000. That's actually a very low volume when compared towards the market cap. Circulating supply, 13,762,000,000 coins. Total supply, 37 billion coins or tokens. I don't know yet if it's going to be a coin or a token, but from what I'm seeing here, Explorers Xinfin, XDC, it implies it's going to be a coin, as it has its own blockchain. Naturally, where it concerns cryptocurrency, I have much more trust in a coin than in a token. By reason, if it has its own blockchain, it means active development generally and upkeep going on and not reliance on the network of something else. So everything I'm seeing here is own natural growth by the project, which in itself is actually a good sign. Website, infin.io. Yeah, I'm still doing it this way. I know technically I can click and use my keyboard, but as you guys can tell, my arm hasn't been fixed yet, so it still needs to rest. See a white paper here. It's always nice seeing that one pop up. There's LinkedIn, Medium. Wallets, decent wallets. I've got the impression that's going to be their own wallet. Community, Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, Telegram, and then their Slack. more on that later. I see bitcointalk.org. That's always a good sign. Search on Twitter. Source code available on GitHub. That's also a positive note. I love seeing their source code being made available to the public, meaning they do not shy away from feedback from their own community. Tax, Ethereum ecosystem, smart contract platform, finance, and banking. So depending on the tax, I'm going to assume they once belonged to the Ethereum ecosystem, created their very own blockchain, and that they are a little bit of, also based on the little comment I received earlier. Technically, I don't do it, but as an Ethereum killer, I'm assuming it's going to be an Ethereum alternative, probably with a high focus on finance and banking. I'll just see your coin market cap. If there's something else additionally, nope. More explorers here. Checks out Telegram, source code available, and white paper. Especially the tax here. XDC ecosystem, delegated proof of stake, decentralized finance, masternodes, and smart contracts. Okay, much more. It seems CoinGecko is quite extensive. And we can see some more volatility here when compared to Bitcoin. Going back towards 24 hours. You guys can tell this is more straight lines, as this one has some more volatility going on, so more ups and downs. Look at 7-day. It seems to be following market trends quite nicely. However, here there's a little push up, and I don't see it up here, but there isn't really a peak. But it seems to be following market trends, a little mind of its own. Yeah. Something I can do this, climbing out of a little dip. Going to be shown the same here. Yeah, but with much more volatility for Bitcoin. This actually seems to be slightly more streamlined where it concerns the setting, the average trend, whereas Bitcoin is now in heavy bear market speculation. This one has it less, but tends to show a better trend line. 30 days, so as you guys can tell. This one's more stable, whereas this one, has some deviancy, lower low, but recovering. As you guys can tell, it's following the market quite closely. 90 days. We've got some stairs, I'd call them. Sideways trading, fall down, sideways trading, fall down. As here with XDC, it's more an immediate fall down, and here during the Terra Luna debacle, fiasco, or Bitcoin dump by reason of Terra Luna, you can immediately see here something got wrecked. 180 days, something akin to that. Should be visible here. Much more volatility going on. This one is more streamlined. So from what I can tell, it's following market trends. That seems to be different. Hold on. One moment, please. Sorry guys for the interruption. There we go again. So what we're seeing here, that's 1 year. Downsize, little uptick. Whereas this one's more different. So I believe we are at a max range. It was incepted April 15th, listed April 15th, 2018, relatively low, but you can clearly see it's riding the bull wave, and probably now I'm trading at a higher low. So that, in that case, it's actually quite good. It shows some promise already. I'm not going to do it on CoinMarketCap. Let's just see what they are about. Bybit, so that we already know. Bybit Spot is currently the most active exchange. Okay. Highest price, 19 cents, achieved 11 months ago. Lowest 3 years ago on July 22nd, so quite some time. Bipod, so you can trade them on Bybit, Gate.io, and Bittrex, popular trading pairs. Well, naturally with money. There we go. Is an enterprise-ready hybrid blockchain technology company optimized for international trade and finance. XDC network is powered by the native coin called XDC. XDC protocol is architected to support smart contracts, 2,000 transactions per second or 2 seconds transaction time, KYC to masternode or validator nodes. The XDC chain, XFIN digital contract, uses XFIN delegated proof of stake with the intending to create a highly scalable, probably with the intention to create a highly scalable, secure permission and commercial grade blockchain network. XinFin mainnet token XDC and also creates an opportunity to utilize the XinFin's real world use cases such as TradeFinex.org, helps small and medium business or institutions originate their own financial requirements in digitally, yada yada yada. So that's a lot of text here and no real punctuation going on. Quite a long sentence here. Please do something about the description, but from what we can gather and from what I could tell, relating back on the tags, it is going to be an Ethereum alternative, but with the main focus on finance. Let's just see what CoinMarketCap has to say about them. Generally, they put it in a more elegant way with a tad more information. So that we already know. XDC, here we go. Subsequent iterations of the XDC network will further enhance the security of the consensus mechanism, also incorporate a novel judiciary branch into the consensus mechanism. Oh boy, that doesn't sound all too good in my opinion. Yeah, with the judiciary branch, in my mind, it means you are going to implement an additional centralized governance mechanism into the consensus mechanism itself. So meaning you are going to start centralizing decisions on the blockchain. Now for itself, for something like an Ethereum clone, this might not be a bad move. However, it goes slightly against the idea that for a cryptocurrency or a blockchain-based project to be successful is to be as distributed and as decentralized as possible. And if I'm reading something like incorporate a novel judiciary branch, it means, well, foundation and developers leveraging the project and possibly opening up something to, I'm not going to say rug pull it, but leverage money into their own accounts and leave the community out. Anyway, developed by Princeton University's Pramod Vishwanath and Hash Laboratories Fisher Yu and their team, both of whom serve as senior advisors to the XDC Foundation. Okay, so the head developers are only advisors, not the CEOs themselves. Okay. Cutting-edge compliance technology will ensure unprecedented Byzantine fault tolerance by holding validators accountable for their action on an automated and yet discretionary basis. Basic premise of proof of stake and delegated proof of stake. The founders, so in 2019, these two guys. Little introduction. Going to read quickly through it. Sometimes some additional interesting information can be found, which might be red flags. Monetago, creation of first permission blockchain network for a concern of the most prominent Asian banks related towards Asian banking systems. Okay. Enterprise ready blockchain. Andre customer who serves in a prominent leadership role for the network. At Swift, that's here in Europe quite known for banking, for debit cards. It's here where it becomes interesting. So they gave the reins to Andre Custerman, who is related to what central banking systems. Now, considering their use case being an Ethereum alternative with the main focus on finance, I am not really surprised seeing something like this popping up and approaching someone of this profile. But yeah, naturally, the purpose of Bitcoin at the very beginning was to counteract the flaws which exist in the already existing financial system. So that's also one of the main reasons I'm generally not too big of a fan, nor do I make investments in finance-based blockchain systems. But I do understand they will be needed future-wise for a Web 3.0. But yeah, still, it doesn't take away my criticisms. But I lived in the middle. That's for you guys to make up. However, what I do want to share, and that's my proper opinion here, it's shady. It connects immediately towards traditional finance, and current classic finance is in ruins. Anyway, and yeah, I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm going to be silent about it, about corruption, etc. So yeah, what makes it unique? Join the Trade Federation Distribution Initiative (TFDI), consortium of the world's leading banks and non-bank financial institutions, established for the purpose of bridging the 1.7 trillion trade finance gap. It's nice. Was also invited to join the IFTA's Digital Negotiable Instruments Initiative, together with its partner Trade Tech. So there's a partner. C-Network was responsible for first trade finance-based non-fungible token transaction in late 2021. So it has some additional credits. They are involved with NFTs, although not immediately. 900,000, 200 masternodes. That ain't much. And over 4,000 smart contracts between 21 and 22. Many layer 2 projects are being built, devoted to metaverse, NFTs, decentralized cloud storage. So Ethereum, but mostly focused on Ethereum clone. It's not really a clone, but alternative based on finance. How is it secured? Delegated proof of stake. So you've got allocators and validators. Allocators allocate their stake towards a validator who gets the right to mine. This in a plain, simple, one sentence long definition. Proposing new block. So it's basically explained here. Result BFT Byzantine fault tolerance consensus. That's BFT. Keep with military grade security and performance. As you guys know, military grade doesn't exist. So it means they are meaning high security and performance. This is marketing talk. Greatly conserve resources and be fully backwards compatible in terms of APIs. It's of the original. So yeah, by introducing a BFT committee, so they are allocating a variety of validators or masternodes using a deterministic and verifiable algorithm at the beginning of each epoch. They aim at reaching consensus. So there is an entire allocating mechanism behind it. That's basically what they're saying, meaning there is some choice in who the masternode validators are in order to do all the heavy work, legwork. And there's about 100 masternodes. It's actually a very, very small pool. Holistic integration of accountability and forensics within the blockchain positions XDC network as a uniquely secure and monitored blockchain project. Related. Okay, I'm going to close this one down. And let's visit the websites to see what additional information we can gather. Friend of mine, Alex Lazar, I always mention this in each and every episode, and it is worth to point out again and again and again. Reload the website, see how fast it loads. Bank websites have a very slow loading time. This one is slow-ish, but quite heavy, but is neatly programmed. Many scum sites will have a very basic outlook, nothing interactive, no special functions, and loads either tremendously fast but are badly made, or very basically made, or load very slow but are loaded with a shit ton of information, which implies there's no decent development going on. Those are two red flags. This one is okay-ish. I'm assuming they're going to have a YouTube channel explaining what they are about. I suggest you click on it and look them up if you are not entirely convinced after this episode. Public and private blockchains with interoperable smart contracts, join as network, node, open source wallet. So, attract you. Generally, I prefer, well, there's an introduction, so I'm going to shut down. Decentralized, hybrid, interoperable, and liquid network. Making Xinfin's hybrid architecture developer friendly. If you really want, well, this is a general remark I'm going to say, and I should have said it in many of my earlier episodes, but a lot of cryptocurrency projects are too busy using branch-specific wording. And with that, I mean enabling hybrid relay bridges and interoperability with ISO 20022 messaging standards and hybrid architecture. Guys, and delegated proof of stake is also such a word. I know what is being meant here, but general investor who wants to make money and wants to help support a project, you're not going to convince them with such wording. By reason, many of them will have to look up what the hell is a delegated proof of stake and what the hell is XDPOS, which stands for Xinfin Delegated Proof of Stake. Comes back the question, what's delegated proof of stake? Mentioned it earlier. And then what are hybrid relay bridges? What is that ISO 20022? Those are all buzzwords which make it sound impressive and make it sound nice and abstract. But if you're going to look down on it, those are very basic principles and aren't really anything saying. Oh, this is something else, which I like to take a little piss at. And those are comparizations. Xinfin CDPOS hybrid network powered by XDC protocol, comparization, first generation Bitcoin, transaction per second 3 to 6, second generation Ethereum 12 to 16, and then you've got third generation themselves with more than 2,000 transactions per second. Average fee 15 USD, Ethereum 10 USD. By the way, this is wrong, and this one as well. And they say, look, less than $1. Ooh, nice. We are probably the lowest, going to be seen somewhere in documentation. I can rest assured of that one. Saying we are the cheapest, and on that account, I dare say, have a little look at Nano. Transaction confirmation, 10 to 60 minutes, 10 minutes at max with Bitcoin. If you're at 60 minutes, it means you aren't really trading Bitcoin, but probably working on a second layer solution. By reason, transaction confirmation time for Bitcoin is at max 10 minutes, which coincides with confirmation of the block. Second generation, 10 to 20 seconds. Ethereum, 2 seconds without finality. So yeah, also in these cases, all depends on the paid transaction fee, and in the case of Ethereum, even gas fees. They say 2 seconds, okay, also depending probably on the paid transaction fee. Smart contract support, here they say no. Ethereum, yes. This is also a little lie. Bitcoin does support smart contracts, but as a layer 2 solution, same as Ethereum, so that's also wrong. Energy consumption, 71.12 terawatt hours, 20, and much lower, giving the impression, yeah, we are superior than the other two. Let's not forget, incepted 2018, incepted 2009, 2010. They've been around for more than a decade. They've got the highest dominance and is most used. So making comparison and saying, yeah, but 3 to 6 transactions per second for Bitcoin, oh, that's very slow. We can do 2,000 plus. With all due respect, these guys, or Bitcoin and even Ethereum, have the network to boot. You guys still need to prove yourselves. You only have 100 masternodes, and I doubt between those 100 masternodes, or even over the entire community, this is being used at its fullest. So please do away with such comparisons. They're great to attract investors who do know shit about blockchain and cryptocurrency, but to us more seasoned veterans, we know this is bullshit being sold. So don't fall for it. In my opinion, just do away with it. You cannot compare the three. This has been made as peer-to-peer electronic cash system. This one has been made for dApp development or decentralized application development. This one is a copy of Ethereum. Well, not a copy, but imitates Ethereum, but is more focused on finance. So if there is a comparison, these two need to be compared. Or even something like Polkadot, Tron, AVAX, etc., other decentralized application platforms. So what Bitcoin is doing there, I do not know. You may call me a Bitcoin maximalist, but it's plain fact that I'm stating here. Anyway, fastest and most energy efficient consensus is here. Not the most energy efficient consensus, if I might say so. Once again, I'm going to refer to Nano. They are proof of work, but use the least amount of energy. Look into them. I've made a Crypto Bull episode about them. So yeah, once again, marketing ploy. Anyway, I want to believe they are going to be energy efficient when compared to other chains, but don't say they're the fastest and most energy efficient. There are others out there. Yeah, let's read up on that ISO 20022. But legacy system operation from a hub and spoke single failure operation to distribute and decentralized. That's the explanation of how a blockchain system works. So the difference here, centralized, that's the ISO 20022 model, and that's how decentralized and distributed. That's basic model here, explanation. That's what you have with blockchain here, decentralized and distributed. Contract using XDC protocol. So basically, it's saying, look, instead of something like this, everything is going to be interconnected this time. But we can operate, well, we can combine this centralized model with something distributed, and we will get something which is decentralized. That's basically what is being said here in very complicated terms. Heading back here. Ecosystem, retail developers, institutions, private networks. So institutions can contact them, obtain stake membership, infrastructure. Retail can open a wallet, get XDC, and trade it. Developers have got more applications, etc. So reports to it the retail developers and institutions. Stake XDC and start using. Set up master nodes, yada yada yada. VTU and ICC. Let's take a look at the report. If it wants to load. Okay. I'm assuming it's going to be this one. Calista triple, don't immediately see them. Supply chain finance, DLT digitalization. See a lot of things, but unless this report is entirely made for them, but I don't see the mention anywhere. I'll probably deliver. Probably somewhere along these pages, but I'm not seeing it. Probably went over it. Anyway. Oh yeah, I'm always going to verify the claims here, guys. I'm not going to get away with BSing me. We'll just see here. It's being mentioned. Yeah. Cool to see. So interactive links, I can click on them and be redirected towards the correct page. That's a bonus point from my part. For them, naturally. So the associations featured in CoinDesk, they're being mentioned. Ethereum-based XDC. So it relays back towards the correct articles, some videos, some supported wallets, Guarda, free wallet, Crypterium, XL, so quite a lot it seems. Trezor, no multi-coin wallets being held. Okay. Intelligence, get started with setup wallet. Okay. Oh, page. I'll F up. This is the network status. I do hope this gets updated. Average transaction rate, 0 transactions a second. Okay, gas price 250 mini way. Some block size, well, that's the amount of gas. Uptime 100%. These are all the various nodes. There's one down here. Mostly US, Europe, a few in China and Asia. Well, they said we can do over 2,000 transactions a second, but average transaction rate, 0 transactions. That's actually worrisome. Come on, guys. What's this? 18 peers. All working on the same block. Yeah, that's what I've been saying you guys about making good use of the amount of blocks and transactions per second. And you see 111, 2223, 7, peak 103. I mean, it isn't being fully and optimally used. Bitcoin, despite its 2 or 3 transactions per second, is smashing the amount of transactions per block being saved. So yeah, don't make the comparison, or do not compare when you do not have the necessary things behind it. XDC utility, this page. That's interesting. Gold-backed cryptocurrency. When the DJM of gold using blockchain technology. I'm going to get deeper into it, but this sounds very interesting. I'm a fan of gold. I'm going to be honest here. Infrastructure for crypto payment. Okay. crypto can be done peer-to-peer. So I'm always wondering what they mean with infrastructure for crypto payments, like what ETMs or special QR codes you can use to exchange, law blocks or smart contracts, super bulls, NFTs. These are a few things which are being developed, have been developed. Quite a few nice things. It's actually great seeing partnerships and the things being built with Xinfen, the utilities for which it's being used. That's a big bonus point. Vision platform for token economy. What's this? The how-to. Okay. Production use cases. Not going to go through it entirely. Put this one down. XDC original wallet. Create access. So that's easy done. Closing it down. And that once again is the general website. Look at developer portal. That we already saw. Okay. Come on, load a bit faster. Resources. Technical white paper. That's the kind of thing I was expecting. So if you've got plenty of time and got some decent knowledge about finance and ICT technology and programming, this tends to be the paper you want to read at your own leisure and see what it is all about. I'm going to do it as my time is getting rather scarce. You've got the technical white paper, the business white paper, inefficiencies, that's the consensus setup scene. So a variety of referrals and technical papers. Not going to get deeper into them, but it is highly advised before you invest in such a finance project to know the in and outs before you are giving your money into it. And I always suggest read the technical white paper, business white paper, how the consensus works, and is there something else here? Yeah, monitor the Explorer a little bit to see how the network is doing. However, keep in mind, like the comparison that I already critically analyzed, it's one thing to claim you can do 2,000 transactions per second. It's another thing that those 2,000 transactions per second, that potential is being fully used, which isn't really the case. Well, let's continue. Tools and documents. Once again, nicely grouped for the live network, for the sandbox. Details required, so that's for development if you want to make part, and how to do everything. And you can apply for funding. I'm looking here on talk, so there's a lot more where they are present. Keep this one open. Link it in. There we go. LinkedIn profile. Do I? Yes, I would. So he was being mentioned. That's the guy who worked with Swift, etc. Senior executive. Okay, so seems to be checking out. Let's see at Medium. Few articles. Last one's date from February of this year. Then there's an immediate jump towards November, September of last year. So quite irregular updates on Medium. Need to keep that one in mind. Let's take a look at the social networks. Reddit, Twitter, Facebook. I'm going to open that one. Slack, Bitcoin Talk, and I believe there was something else. Did I close it down? No. GitHub, Bitcoin Talk, Medium, that one we had. Meetup. Okay. It's Reddit, Telegram, and YouTube. Close this one down. Xinfin, wallet and Trezor error. So it seems to be a little error. 2 days ago, not much activity going on. Though I'm not surprised seeing this on Reddit. There isn't much memeing going on, and albeit there is some activity, like from what I can tell, from a week ago, new topics being posted. It is to be expected from finance use case based products and blockchain projects. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Reddit's rather calm, but not all too surprised. Price ready. That's Twitter. I love seeing it on Twitter. That's pinned since 2021. XDC fund. There's a foundation behind it. Naturally. Weekly. Up. There we go. If there's a foundation behind XDC, I want to know how they are functioning and performing. Dev posts. Well, they do kind of retweet quite often. From what I can tell, mainly from people who work with XDC. Regular updates, so it seems to check out. Members since 2017. Youssef Noor and Roger Ver. Followers. I'm not going to get all too deep into this one. Probably going to be plenty of bots, like I can tell here with the numbers, but yeah. Something else I'm going to take a small look at. Let us suppose they've made themselves. Is there any interaction with them? Considering the amount of followers, it's okay-ish. I'm silent here because I'm reading the responses. Those are non-telling, and this one probably is a bot considering the numbers. Other, I believe he's one of the CEOs, marketing team, yeah. He does respond there. Nice. Went away with it. That's their foundation. Okay. Seems to check out. Not going to spend all too much time on it. Facebook. XDC wallet. Probably problem with this wallet. But their Facebook still seems active. That's quite rare to see, but you never know. Got Slack, I'm not going to register, so do know that they are available. Xinfin updates, yeah, important links. Traffic is already launched. It's nice to see this hasn't been pulled. Aha. Token distributions. First time I'm seeing tokenomics here. Founders, advisors, core team members, more than 40%. Ecosystem development, 26%. That's 66%. This is the same group, guys. Contingency, 6.66%. Added. It belongs to the advisors and core team members. Pre-placement, 26%. Now, naturally, you can ask yourself, where it concerns community, what percentage of community makes part of that 40%? However, considering there's only 100 master nodes, I'm having my doubts about how centralized it is. However, it's been around for quite a while, so it works to their advantage when it concerns token distribution. But do know, if I see something like this, if I were seeing this back in 2017, 2018, this distribution, I would raise a big red flag and will probably add up with do watch out possible rock pool. Or they've been around for 4 to 5 years, so the amount of trust has been increased. However, do watch out. Seeing that they are mentioning there's token distribution going on, it might imply they've might be seen as a security and not as a commodity, meaning tax-related issues, etc. See at the end page. But hardware wallets, it seems. There's a Telegram channel, not much activity going on. Not going to do that one. Though I find it weird, they've got a meetup page. What's that about?
Are you aware why government is...
YouTube channel. I'm going to head immediately over towards playlists. Got introductions, probably explanations, interviews with some of the community members, Xinfin tools, events. If you want to have an entire overview, is everything they've done to date. Not all too much videos, it seems. There is a few videos being uploaded every so often during the year. And before I'm going back to give my little synopsis here, I want to check something out. They made mention of the team members, and naturally they'll get proof of stake, and there's an entire foundation. However, what I want to know now, who are the team members? I want to see who the CEOs are, who the team behind it is. Query followers. For a certain reason, this one is being blocked. Perhaps on community. Names have been mentioned, but I don't see the team being mentioned. That's slightly problematic. It's foundation. Who we are. Directors, employees. Yeah, it's all nice and dandy, but there we go. Community team. There we are. That's something I've okay. So you get a little overview what they are doing, what their function is within the company. However, you do not have links towards their social media. This makes it actually more complicated to verify if it isn't concerning a scam project whereby they pulled pictures from social media, wrote a creative little text underneath it, and it's all for the shine. Now, considering they've been around for 4 years, I am going to assume, and that's a dangerous thing because I'm now implying trust, that what is written here is truthful and truth. something which I shouldn't be doing. I need to have the means to verify and validate. But yeah, nothing to go around really. This one checks out. We're going to close this one down, stop sharing my screen. I'm going to give my little synopsis here and see if there's any questions. No questions here. Well, to give my synopsis and remark on this one, as mentioned earlier, is it a real Ethereum killer? Not in my book. It is an Ethereum alternative. However, it seems to be based on fundamentals which aren't really innovating, which aren't really special and makes them set apart from something else. You can clearly see in the description that they have been incepted as an alternative towards Bitcoin and that they were, well, surfing the 2017-2018 hype. And what was the hype in 2017-2018? Well, back then it was all about Bitcoin killers and Ethereum killers, meaning you develop projects which have the supposed goal to beat Bitcoin when it concerns market cap, popularity, etc., etc. It isn't really the case. They've been around, well, listed since 2017, and they had a nice bull run this year, this cycle, I'm going to say, but are now trading slightly higher than before the bull run, which in itself is good. Where it concerns fundamentals, I do not immediately see problems, although I must admit delegated proof of stake, it has its advantages and it has its disadvantages. Meaning, and this is a general remark I make about everything concerning proof of stake opens the door very easily towards centralized consensus. If you have enough money and if you have enough cash to spare and stake to spare, you can actually take over very small proof of stake based projects. And well, this project here, XDC, might have the same flaws. However, I understand the choice for delegated proof of stake concerning finance, concerning their build-up, and concerning their use case as being an Ethereum alternative. So on that occasion, I would say it is a very good choice. However, be wary of the flaws inherent to it. In itself, I'm not going to say that I am very enthusiastic about it. Neither am I going to say that I'm very negative about it. It's one of those meh projects. I'm not the kind of guy who's going to speculate on it and say, yeah, but it will moon and it will grow bigger and bigger. I'm going to say it will probably grow, but concerning the technical analysis I did earlier, well, at the beginning of this episode, I might say it's simply following market trends. So it can make some money and in the meantime support a little bit the community. However, there isn't really something which makes it pop out. The site in itself needs to be revamped a little. Hence why I was taking some pics at the comparisons they made and some of the descriptions, meaning the description and their use case or their raison d'etre really dates back from, well, a previous cycle hype, I'm going to say. And, well, it's a little bit outdated. They aren't really going with their times. And you can see things are slowing down. The amount of articles being pushed out, the kind of updates, they are regular, meaning they are still busy, but not nearly enough to convince me to say, look, guys, you're doing well. I mean, most recent articles, even the updates passed throughout the years, didn't even follow recent cycle hypes. I mean, many projects are being mentioned during a bull run. By reason there's much money to be made, much money to be gathered to increase development output. And these guys simply went ahead. They continued, but There was no real hyping up community and saying, look, now that everything's going much better, we're doing this. We didn't really have that impression. So I believe it's something slow development. Perhaps they will see some nice gains in the future, but to me, I'm not really convinced. With that, I want to say thank you guys for watching. If you learned something new or if you have remarks, please post a comment down below. Naturally, if you like the content I put out, please like, subscribe, follow me on social media, leave a comment, etc., etc. And with that, thank you guys for watching, and until next time. Bye.